الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته ومغفرته. Brothers and sisters, I trust that you're well. May I please request that you click the subscribe button before we proceed. This is an extremely important video. I need you to pay attention. Now, if I was to ask you, do you know about your home? Do you know about your house? You will tell me yes, mistakenly thinking that I'm talking about the house in which you live on this earth. Rather, when I talk about your home in this video, I'm not talking about your house in which you have your comfy, cozy bed. I'm not talking about your house in which you have your kitchen, your bathroom, your entrance. I am talking about your house after this life. I am talking about your grave. Brothers and sisters, do you know about the qabr? Do you know what awaits you inside of your grave? Brothers and sisters, Ibn Sammak rahimahullah, he said, do not be deceived when you go to the graveyards. Do not be deceived by the calmness of the graves. It appears to be extremely calm. Don't deceive yourself. Rather, beneath the graves there is torment, there is punishment, there is screaming, because there are people who did not follow the command of their Lord. Brothers and sisters, this is something that we must educate ourselves about so that we can protect ourselves from the torment that awaits in the grave. For your grave will be one of two. Either it will be a garden from the gardens of Jannah, or it will be a pit from the pits of the hellfire. Brothers and sisters, I want to explain to you some of the punishments in the grave today and the causes for those punishments, so I can be free from it. Ya ikhwatul iman, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, and this is narrated by Imam Tahawi in his Mushkilul Athar, that a person in his grave, it was commanded and it was ordered that he would be whipped 100 times. 100 times he would be whipped. And the man continued to beg and beg and beg and beg Allah that the weight of this whipping be decreased. So it was not 100 whips anymore. It was reduced to only one whip. One whip in the grave. And when this one whip was whipped on his back, the entire grave erupted and exploded and caught fire. From one whip, the entire grave burst into flames. The power of one whip, let alone 100. When this man finally returned back to consciousness, he asked, for what reason did you whip me? For what reason was I whipped, and did I receive this punishment? What did I do to deserve this? And he was told, you prayed just one prayer without tahara. One salah you prayed and you didn't make wudu. One salah you prayed and you were not clean. You were not pure. And you walked past an individual who was being oppressed and you did not help him or her. Can you imagine, brothers and sisters? This is what happens to the one who prays his salah but didn't pray it to its right, which was to pray it with tahara, let alone the person who doesn't pray. There are many other rights that the salah has. Do you know them? How to recite the Fatiha properly. The other things that if you don't do in the salah, your salah is nullified. Like if you don't pray with the tahara. If you don't know, you have to educate yourself. You have to study what it is that gives the salah its rights. And you also have to learn the rights of the people so you can assist them if they are in difficulty. Brothers and sisters, that is one. Brothers and sisters, there is another punishment for another crime. The Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam was shown an individual in the grave, and his cheek was being slit open. His cheek was split open from his lips all the way to the back of his neck, from his nose all the way to the back right here, from his eyes all the way to the back with metal rods. He was being lashed and ripped and split open. And the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam asked the angels, for what reason is this person being punished like this? And they said he spoke a lie. He spoke a lie. He used to lie. His lie would reach to the ends of the earth. It would spread across the earth. And the people go into the Facebook and they say a lie that will be liked and seen, and it will be reached to people in different parts of the world. And they speak a speech on Snapchat, and they speak a speech on Instagram, and they type a tweet on Twitter, and it's retweeted. You say a speech and it goes, and family members, everyone spreads it. Lying, its severity. Ya Ikhwatul Iman, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam saw a man. A man was standing over a man who was lying down. The man standing over was an angel. He took a big, massive boulder and he smashed it on the head of the person. He smashed it onto the head of the person. His head became dismantled and crushed and destroyed into tiny pieces. And then his head would form back. He would take the rock and smash him again. And the messenger asked, why is this person being punished? And he was told by the angels, this is a person who did hijrah from the Quran. This person left the Quran, and the person used to sleep when the obligatory prayers were present. For those of you who don't wake up for your Salatul Fajr, you don't set your alarm for Salatul Fajr, what will be your affair in the grave? Please take heed of this reminder, so that is not your affair in the grave. The Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam saw another group of people. They were inside of an oven. They were inside of a furnace. They were naked. They were stripped naked, and beneath them there was a fire that was burning and roasting their bodies. And the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked, who are these people? What have they done? And he was told, these are the fornicators and the fornicatresses, the zani and the zaniya, the people who did zina. They had sex in a haram way. They would illegitimately do intimacy with the person who wasn't their husband or wife. Notice Ibn Hajar rahimahullah said that the fire was beneath them. Why? Because that's where their private parts are. It was burning and lighting up their private parts. But it also engulfed their entire body. Ibn Hajar rahimahullah, in his sharh of this hadith, he explains why. He said because when a person has intimacy, when they experience that joy, that climax, it's not just that one body part that feels it. Your entire body feels the pleasure. And because your entire body felt that pleasure in a disgusting and sinful way, your entire body deserves to feel the punishment as well for it. Brothers and sisters, the Prophet ﷺ saw a man swimming in a river of blood. And every time he would try to come forward and get out, an angel would be standing and smashing a stone into his face. And it would push him further back. And he would be constantly in this river of blood, asked why? Why is he being punished? And he was told, this is a person who took riba, interest, usury, haram money, mortgages, university loans, all the other haram money that you make. Is it worth? You took that haram money so you could have a nice house for 50, 60, 70 years. But it destroyed your house where you will spend a much longer time. Brothers and sisters, the final hadith I will mention on this is a hadith when the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam was on his riding beast. He came by two graves. His riding beast became so scared and frightened all of a sudden when he came by these graves that it almost caused the Prophet ﷺ to fall off his animal. When the Prophet ﷺ got off, he turned back and he told his companions, because Allah had revealed to him what the affair of the people in these graves was. And the Messenger ﷺ told us that the people in these graves are being punished a severe punishment. And their punishment is severe, but what they are being punished for is something that was so small, they could have left it off. It is big in terms of its evil, but it is small in terms of it was easily avoided. Easily he or she could have left it. Brothers and sisters, what were the two things? One of the people was being punished due to namima. In another hadith, ghiba, namima and ghiba. What is it? Namima is that, two people have a problem. You go to him and say, do you know what he said about you? Do you know what she said to me? You go to her, do you know what she said? You know what, I didn't want to tell you like this, but you know what? This is what really happened. Stirrers, people who stir, light fires amongst one another. Ghiba is backbiting. Backbiting is saying anything bad about your brother or sister that they don't like. What was that other person being punished for? Because he or she used to go to use the toilet and didn't protect themselves from the urine. They wouldn't clean themselves from the filth when they used to relieve themselves. Brothers and sisters, wallahi, the grave is a place where either the people in it, because of the joy they are experiencing every day, they will say, Ya Allah, bring the qiyamah now, bring the hour now, bring it, because they know they are going to go to Jannah. Or it is filled with people who every day are saying, Allah, keep the day of judgment further and further away. This punishment that they're experiencing, they know when the day of judgment strikes, it will only get worse. Brothers and sisters, there are major sins for which people will be punished in the grave. These are major sins that we know, but they are major sins that many of us take lightly. Many of us don't even realize. For example, the wudu. What if you're making wudu and you're not making it properly? And you are not in a state of tahara? Do you know how to make ghusl? Have you ever learned how to make ghusl properly? To know that you're purifying yourself? Have you known these things? Do you know how to clean yourself when you use the toilet? If you don't know, you need to educate yourself. Because it will be a means of either saving you or harming you in your grave. Brothers and sisters, I leave you there. I have just two announcements to make. Number one, if you want to study more about the death and the grave and how to prepare for death, we have this tour that we are doing with myself and Brother Ali Bannett from Australia, who is the brother who the doctors have told him he only has 7 months to live. He's dying of cancer. Allah knows really how long he will live, but the doctors told him you have 7 months to live, and he's on tour with me and Brother Abu Bakr Islam, and we'll be talking about how to prepare for death and how this world means nothing. And I urge you all to come. London has been sold out. Birmingham is almost sold out. If you haven't got your tickets, get them today. There is less than 100 tickets available. Go to the link below. And Bradford is on Sunday. Birmingham is tomorrow. Bradford is on Sunday, and it's running out fast as well. So I urge you, please get your tickets quickly from the link below. The second announcement that I have to make is, brothers and sisters, I mentioned to you, wallahi, there are things you need to educate yourself about. Things that are from the basics of this religion that if you don't take the time out to learn, you're sinful and I am sinful. And you can see already the punishment that some of these things, wudu, tahara, such a big thing. The rights of the salah, we never studied these things. If we don't know them, how can we expect to stand a chance when we are put into our graves? Brothers and sisters, Allah is merciful, but to access His mercy, you have to take some steps towards Him. This is a religion. The first thing that the Quran was revealed from the Quran was Iqra, read. So read, my brothers and sisters, educate yourselves. That's why we decided to put together a program online called the Muslim Survival Guide, where we would teach you the most fundamental, foundational and necessary elements of yours and my religion, so you can learn from the comfort of your own home. So I urge you, please, also go to the link below, muslimsurvivalguide.com. Join us and the rest of the students from all around the world, and I will be sharing with you and teaching you what are the most foundational and elementary, obligatory knowledges that you and I need to know. Please like this video, share this video, register for the Muslim Survival Guide if you haven't already. The link is below. Get your tickets for the event in Bradford. If you're from north of England, be there. If you're from the Midlands, get your tickets for Birmingham. As I speak, they're running out now. Please, brothers and sisters, go do this now. And please share this video. And forgive me if I said anything wrong. All good is from Allah and anything evil is from myself and shaitan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.